Dice is
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to the Minus the Rumors podcast for May 12th, 2016. I am one of your many hosts, Ed, from Zero Plays Games, joined with my co-hosts, Ziploc Bob,
Heyo!
Crimson Rose. He's shy. And Angry Hippie Lady.
hello.
Let's get into it. I so want to say
No.
fine.
I will hate
Even
you
that,
forever.
even what you said is borderline because it sounded like it belongs into a different rating of film.
Let's jump into our topics for tonight. So, we've been following for the last 2 weeks this Dark Souls board game on Kickstarter that originally had a $70,000 goal. And I would like to say that upon further review, this is the one that hit his goal in 3 minutes, by the way. $70,000 in 3 minutes. It still has 3 days to go, has 23,200 and something backers, and has raised $3,765,000 and then some with 3 days to go. Now, mind you, there are, 26 or 27 stretch goals in this?
It's ridiculous.
And one of the newest backers happens to be our very own Crimson Rose. Are you excited?
I'm very excited because not only because I picked the second pledge, which is $113, but I get the game plus all the applicable stretch goals, which I'm pretty excited about because it's definitely worth the money. Because there's just a ridiculous amount, and I'm pretty sure they're going to hit their next stretch goal probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I was like, where do the stretch goals end? Looking on this page, and I'm like, dear Lord! But seriously, dear Lord, this is stretch goals alone, both in the amount and the quality. This is probably one of the meatiest Kickstarters I've ever seen in the history of me checking out Kickstarter, which is actually not that long, just a couple years.
Yeah, well, something else amazing has happened with Dark Souls. Apparently, this has been done for Dark Souls 1 and 2. People have one-hit major bosses, and it's been amazing, but it has finally happened in Dark Souls 3. Some crazy guy buffs up completely as much as possible, and he kills the boss in one little swipe. And it's pretty impressive in the video.
My God, that's amazing.
From what I saw the video, Pika Wobes will know exactly what I'm talking about. So here's a little shout out to him as far as being a fellow anime fan. You guys will be clueless. Basically, he buffs himself up Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Z style for half of the video, and the other half of the video is hitting the guy once like One Punch Man, and all the while he winds up looking like Alucard, like all demonic and red stuff, and it's amazing. And I really hope that my world never gets invaded by him whenever I eventually get around to buying the game, because I will die more than usual, which is already going to be a lot.
I hate that the game.
There will be blood everywhere. Sorry.
I hate that the game is not what it was. I expect Dark Souls games to be exceedingly hard, and this Dark Souls 3 has turned out to not be that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from a lot of people, is that it hasn't been as extremely hard as I've heard, like Dark Souls 1 and 2.
Why do you think I'm buying it?
I mean, I expect you to get things that are extremely difficult and trolly and like rage-inducing, but apparently this one, it still might be somewhat, but not as bad as the originals.
Yeah, but I know where my skill cap is, and the thing is I've played 1 and 2, and I've only heard about 3, and this is just speculation on my part, but from what are not even speculation, it's just a personal opinion. 1 was the hardest. They bumped it down a little bit in the second one. They bumped it down a lot more to where they can get a wider audience in the third one. But yeah, all the blood, guts, and gore are it's still there visually, but me whining as much probably won't be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised that somebody can, one-shot bosses in Dark Souls 3 after buffing. I don't want to rip on the game because it is a beautiful game. But, I mean, we've got people beating the game. This is a story that got shot down, so I'm just going to glance it. But we've got people that beat the game in 60 hours, didn't even have to block, parry, or roll. Somebody had beaten Dark Souls 2 in 20 minutes. Like, I'm not surprised that somebody can one-shot the boss in Dark Souls 3. I'm waiting for it to get, like, stupid hard, though. I mean, it's already a very difficult game, but I mean, stupid hard. We need stupid hard.
Well, I would kind of expect them to find these exploits and then kind of mitigate a little bit so that it wasn't as easy. I don't know. It seems like it's been super easy this time around.
By
I've
I
Dark Souls
expected that.
standards.
I have
Yeah,
heard
I
that,
expect
too.
it to be able to happen. It's just make it a little bit more difficult. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be a difficult game.
Even watching the Game Grumps one, I'm like, Aaron isn't struggling nearly as much as he normally does.
Right.
But yeah,
But we digress.
Indeed.
In other video game stories is the last expansion for one of the top games of 2015 is finally out. And I'm talking about Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Hype. Yep. Blood and Wine, the add-on, is the last expansion we're going to see for that game. There will still be bug patch updates released by Project Red, but they are shifting gears and setting their eyes on Cyberpunk 2077. Sort of hype. I don't know. I just heard about this game tonight.
yeah, mainly from me.
Yeah, from Bob. But they're going to focus on getting Cyberpunk 2077 ready to deliver. Hopefully, what was it, next year?
Next year, maybe the following year, because they're not going to just take the engine from the last game and paste it to the new one, because like CD Projekt Red is one of those companies where they make their development kit in-house, which a lot of companies don't do anymore, but you can't argue with the results. They make very wonderfully crafted, well-crafted games, but it takes forever for them to put out a game, and then they just make bank off of those games because it's more of a craftsmanship thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Blood and Wine for Witcher comes out on May 31st for PS4 and Xbox One and PC. And yeah, it follows their first expansion, which was Hearts of Stone. Otherwise, you can still get the free DLC, but no expansions for the game anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the thing is from an artistic point of view, I get it. From a programming point of view, I get it. They've been working on this for quite some time. They've been working on the Witcher series for quite some time. They're probably just suffering from burnout, and their new game, it might have some of the same systems in play, like it's still an RPG, but outside of that, it's set in a future setting. So a lot of the aesthetics are going to be different. And a lot of the stories are going to be different, so they can refresh their creative juices. Or maybe we can get a Witcher 4 one day.
You want to talk about series that have been going for a long time? Let's talk about Civilization 6. It's apparently going to be coming out this year. Yeah, this year, October 21st is the date that is given. We'll see how that goes. But,
I have all the hype.
So you're a Civ fan.
I'm an RTS fan. When I went to school for like game and simulation programming, we had to do a history report on the history of various genres. I picked RTSs and pointed out the fact that they originally started as a tabletop board game in Prussia in their loosest form as a training tool for Prussian officers to teach them about the importance of morale. So, yeah, I love these games.
Well, good. You're going to enjoy yet another one.
Woohoo! Civilization. As long as they don't what was that game that they turned online only for no reason? As long as they don't Sim City it, I'm good.
Yes. Yes.
As long as they don't tank it that way, I'm happy. Of course, they can tank it plenty other ways, but that way,
Right. Do not SimCity Civilization 6. Speaking of cities, you know what's a beautiful city? Los Angeles. Los Angeles. You know, the actual one. Once you get rid of all the smog and stuff, it's pretty nice.
The smog, the five layers of pollution that just covers everything.
Right. Los Santos is beautiful because even with next gen and super PCs, you don't really get all that smog and fog in your video games, which makes Los Santos pretty good too. We got some GTA news, guys. There's a huge update coming to Grand Theft Auto Online for GTA 5. Actually, there's quite a few of them coming. But heists. Or not heists. I'm sorry. What is it? Thievings. There we go. That's a word, right? Last year, there was the expansion Executives and Other Criminals big update, you know, that allowed people to take on new missions and stuff like that. Well, there's an expansion to that update coming this summer that allows you to basically join into Grand Theft Auto's underground black market, stealing things and storing them in big warehouses that you can acquire, and hoping that the police don't raid the place while you're away or in between heists. And then there's a new stunt mod coming, stunt update coming, that allows online racers and stunts. I mean, it's going to make the things of like the loop-de-loop tracks that you're seeing made with the Rockstar content creator. It's going to make them look like kids play, man.
My only question is, are they going to bring back the swing set glitch?
We got tubes and things like that. And also, don't worry, Rockstar has said that just because they've made $500 million in online microtransactions, it is not going to delay the release of GTA 6, hopefully in the next couple of years. And we still do not know about single-player DLC for GTA 5, which would be great to get that North Yankton experience.
Other than it's, quote, under construction, meaning we're just saying something to placate you for the moment.
Basically.
Oh, and hello, Lilane.
But speaking of crime, let's go into tech news involving cybercrime. Kids, who here uses Twitter? I do. I think everybody on MinusTheRumors does. You know, there's these Twitter apps where, you know, you get these little polls or blah blah blah. Well, this one is a poll that you guys got to keep an eye out for. It's called "Which Champion Are You?" And basically, the short of it is this thing is not made by Riot Games, even though it says it's made by Riot Games. But they had to come out and say, no, it's fake. It's not us. Basically, it's LOL all caps underscore champion app all caps. It's a scam. Brendan Fletcher, basically, who's the player relations at Riot Games, issued the warning. It's not made by them, even though it claims it. The thing is once you authorize it to sign into your Twitter, the minute you give it that permission, it can just hijack your account.
That's not cool. That is totally not cool, Bob. That
Yeah. We got the DB of the day.
That's like, that's scary that hijacker apps are coming to Twitter. I mean, it's bad enough you've got to worry about them coming to Facebook. Like, half the things that people share that use an app, some of them are not legitimate. Sometimes you click on links in Facebook and it takes you to a Facebook sign-in screen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the actual browser address, it is not anything close to Facebook. It just looks like the Facebook login.
Yeah, it catfishes it.
It does. It catfishes it. It's basically got a keylogger on there. You type in your username and your password for Facebook, and you just gave someone your username and password. Be very careful. If you click on any app if you click on any link in any app and it takes you to the login screen for that app, or it takes you to a login screen in general, be cautious. Most of that stuff should be integrated anyway. It should at least be able to put in your username or your email address for you because it's pulling from a native app.
Yeah. Basically, if it's not integrated, don't use it. And if it is integrated, check the permissions you're giving it. Always check. Because I believe this one in particular, from what little research I was able to do, actually is somewhat integrated, and it actually is a Twitter app that's integrated. But you're giving them permission to just take over. They just found a fail-safe in the Twitter policies. But going from one social media website to what? Amazon?
To Amazon? My goodness, Bob. Amazon is up next in our lineup for tonight. Oh, and by the way, guys, Laura has asked that we say our names because, she watches us religiously, but she's having a hard time.
Get the guys' voices.
Yeah, she can't get the guys' voices. For those of you that don't know, I'm Ed from Zero Plays Games.
And I'm Ziploc Bob.
And he's Ziploc Bob. And Crimson's around here somewhere.
Yes, I am Crimson Rose. Hello, hi.
Crimson's got the voice of an angel.
Indeed, he does.
And I have the
Then
voice of
there's
an angle.
But everybody knows what I sound like. So.
Yeah, you sound like an angry hippie lady.
Or
Yes.
a 12-year-old boy, according to your YouTube channel.
My voice changes with the amount of caffeine and other enes that I've had in the day. Some days it's
nicotine, taurine.
yeah, that's the thing. I've been drinking that taurine today. I had a couple of amps. Normally my voice is down here. But anyway, on with the news. Amazon giving a big middle finger out to YouTube with their new video service called Amazon Video Direct. It allows content creators to upload their videos to Amazon for revenue that people can either rent or buy or just watch for free with ads placed on top of it. And it gives 50% of the revenue get generated to the video creator.
Yes.
This is, it's not like your typical YouTube Let's Player's dream, but if you're a short movie maker, or you want to make a sitcom type thing, this could be a venture for you to look into. It does cost money originally for a subscription. You can watch these movies with Amazon Prime, or they're about to release it as a monthly of $8.99, which is cheaper than YouTube Red's $10 a month fee. And that's pretty much all there is on that. I tried to go to it and actually watch some things, and this is so new, there's nothing really uploaded yet.
I think this will do fairly well because, one, it's Amazon, and they can very easily incentivize people since they have a lot of integrated things. So I see that coming in the future. Also, what's interesting is Amazon owns Twitch, and YouTube Gaming just came out, which still a bunch of the live stream gamers from there, which does not make Amazon happy. So YouTube's always been content creator, and now that it looks like YouTube's kind of switching gears with either AAA names or live streams, Amazon's like, all right, if you're a content creator that you put time into your stuff, that it may take a few months or a few weeks or a few days to put out a piece of content, our service is going to be more useful to you.
Now, see, YouTube has obvious flaws. So many that I'm not going to list them all here. But one of them is involving its algorithm, and as far as how you get promoted, is that if you're a really good animator and you make good content, but you can't make it all the time because you're a one-man show or a one-woman show or a very small team of 2 to 3 people, animation, comedy skits, anything that kind of requires scripting and time to put out, and you only put something out like once every week, once every 2 weeks, once every month, you're not going to get that much play because that's not how the algorithm is done. The good news on the ad-supported side, though, the ones that you don't have to rent, I don't know if I'm currently skimming through this over and over and over again, but because it doesn't really spell it out on whether you have to have a month pay the subscription for the for the ad supported ones, is that you get 50% of the ad revenue, whereas the ad revenue on YouTube you get 40% of it. So there's a 10% bump to make it a little bit more attractive. But yeah, even if they don't get the gamers over there, they will get people who are your animators, your sketch comedy guys and gals, and all that over there. I see them migrating their stuff over here as well as keeping it over on YouTube, just due to the fact that it's not that much of a problem to upload this, and all you need to do is give them, you gotta fill out a tax form, give them your banking information so they can pay you, and fill out a normal sign up stuff, and you're in. I've already signed up. I just got to give them my banking information if I want to start getting paid and uploading videos, because you actually have to have your banking information in there before you can upload videos. But yeah, that's it. But going from Amazon's videos to stuff you can probably buy in Amazon soon, the NVIDIA has made a new graphics card called the GTX 1080. We're not even going to touch on the 1070 because currently it's not really worth the money until they phase out the 900 series.
Which probably won't be for years.
Probably. Right now, they're doing an interesting bit of marketing called NVIDIA Order of 10 sweepstakes. Basically, there's going to be a challenge a day. Right now, the first 3 challenges are already up. Another one will be up tomorrow, because I believe it's every weekday a new challenge comes up, and they're based around maths and sciences, but they're not that bad. They're more word solvy sort of things. And you can get one of these cards for before you can even order one. But as far as the specs between these cards and the base model 980, yes, it is better, but the TI blows it out of the water at this moment. Because there is no TI 1080 yet, but there is a TI version of the 980. And the good news is that 980 Ti is about to get a lot cheaper once this drops. And we've already seen anywhere from $50 to $60 worth of drops in the past week alone since this announcement.
Right.
Well, for other announcements, Windows 10 is you're not going to be able to get a free copy much longer. You have to upgrade by July 29th, and if you don't do it, then you'll have to pay for it. So apparently, Microsoft had a goal of getting 1 billion Windows 10 users within 2 to 3 years, which I don't know, that seems a bit overzealous, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Windows 10 fan. Are any of you guys?
No.
I actually am a Windows 10 fan as far as it's better than how Windows 8 originally came out, but it does have a lot of problems still.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
His computer
you
won't allow him
gotta
to have
on
it
the
yet.
fence. I don't have an opinion, and who knows? So we're probably not the best people to represent this.
Well, no, I just, I'm in the mindset that's like, my computer works fine right now, and I don't want to possibly mess it up and, mess up YouTube. That's what I'm thinking. Like, that's where I am on the whole, upgrading thing. If I didn't have to worry about possibly losing saves or anything like that, it would be different, probably.
Well, that and always back up your saves.
Yeah. Yeah, always, if you do decide to upgrade to Windows 10 before the 29th or even after, then always make sure that you back up everything. At least the important stuff. Because otherwise, you will probably lose it. And it'll be a time.
It'd be sad time. Sad time in your household.
That time on your computer.
Sad
There'll be
time.
nothing left.
Windows 10, the best virus. Never mind.
Hush, let Crimson speak now.
Yes.
The ad break, and it's pink.
Oh, it is an ad break that's pink. By the way, guys, I'm pink. I would like to take this opportunity as Ed from Zero Plays Games. This is my voice to talk about our Minus the Rumors swag on a Designed by Humans store. Now, mind you guys, Designed by Humans is much like Teespring, except they give a larger portion of the cut to the actual seller. Highest quality of manufacture goes into it. Highest quality of clothing comes out of it. You can find those over on Crimson Rose's Designed by Humans store.
Yes.
Link in the description below.
So if you would like some swag by MTR, which we have a couple things, a couple different designs, then you can send that there. And then also if you have fan art that we can, put up there, then send it to us anyways. Our first entertainment story is Booster Gold. So Booster Gold is a comic book superhero from the DCU, which is Batman, Superman, and all that. He is a time traveler. He is extremely egotistical. It's very high.
Bruce Campbell as a superhero.
He thinks very highly of himself. All the other superheroes think he's silly, but he actually does a lot to help out. Just it doesn't really get seen. Anywho, so this comes from Greg Berlanti that this movie is in development. We don't know yet for a date, but this is going to bring a little bit more humor into the DCU. You also have Shazam, which is going to be starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So it's interesting. I'm excited to see because it's not going to be an easy movie to make. With time traveling, underwater and time travel are kind of the two hard things to put on the big screen. But I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Another thing that's coming to the big screen that's very hard to translate is a video game movie. This time it's Assassin's Creed, and
Hype.
I'm hyped for this probably for all the wrong reasons. This is one of those things to where the trailer looks bad, but in a very good way. It reminds me of Mortal Kombat Annihilations from the 90s. It really looks like it's going to be so bad it's going to be good. But yeah, the trailer dropped this past week. For those of you who haven't seen it, there's many nods to the series, but this time it's going to be taking part in the Spanish Inquisition, and the person that is the stand-in at Abstergo that got taken in by them is basically a man that was put to death by lethal injection, but not really, because Abstergo paid off some people apparently, and that's all that we know plot-wise.
I watched the trailer. It looks pretty interesting. My takeaways from it, the trailer it's not a great trailer. It's not a bad trailer. It kind of fits down the middle. It doesn't give away really much of anything besides what you would just know if you barely knew anything about Assassin's Creed, which that's me. I don't know a lot about it, so I recognize a few things and it doesn't give away any really too much storyline. So I'm excited about it. I'm hoping it works out. My prediction is, we've passed the phase of the vampires and the zombies, kind of that movie phase. We're in the comic book phase, which is probably here to stay. But I think this movie is really going to be one of the big ones that brings us into the video game movie era. I think we're coming up on that very fast. So I'm hoping it does quite well.
I just hope it's video game era, a la how Marvel movies are succeeding today, and not video game era like how the 1990 Captain America movie did.
Yeah, well, that was the 90s, and
Yeah, we say that, but then look at DC.
Yeah.
I see. But the thing is, I love the movie. So, anyways, on to Jumanji.
No, I'm talking about not that one movie, but just how they are just, there's some obvious lack of communication going on their side behind the scenes.
Anyways, Jumanji is a movie. It's about a board game.
Yes, it is a board game.
Yes, it's a board game. I know so many things. No,
It was a board
Jumanji is a
game
board game,
after
and it's
the
actually
fact.
based. Yeah, it's actually based on a book as well. The storyline of the movie. So, anyways, the original movie came out 21 years ago with Robin Williams and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He comes up in movies all the time now. Is helping make a new one, and they've recently got Kevin Hart and Jack Black on board with this, so it's gonna be a hilarious movie. Before I was like, I'm not gonna go see this because I'm not a big fan of The Rock, but now it's got these two guys in. I'm like, yeah, I want to see this movie. So I'm excited about this movie. I loved it when it first came out. I'm pretty sure I'll love it again. They're going to what they want to do is to honor Robin Williams with this. Take it seriously, and the movie will be hitting theaters July 28th, 2017.
I hope this is going to be more Tropic Thunder Jack Black than Goosebumps Jack Black.
I didn't see Goosebumps. Was it good? Has anybody in the audience here tonight seen Goosebumps?
I personally thought it was mediocre as a comedy. But comedies are really hard to write for, so
Yeah, but Goosebumps...
I give it a soft pass.
Goosebumps wasn't supposed to be a comedy. Now, Jack Black, guys, yes, he is known for comedy, and he's been trying to break out of that since he did King Kong. School of
But
Rock, while it was supposed to be comical, was not supposed to be a comedy.
It's just
Like,
his
Goosebumps was
personality.
presented so much as a comedy that any time that it actually tried to be scary didn't come off as genuine. So it's like, it had what I call puberty syndrome, where you're at that stage of life where you don't know what to do with yourself.
it's like that Nabisco commercial where the cheese hasn't matured yet.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
I'm hoping it's more what we get from him is more of the Kung Fu Panda, just kind of that witty funniness.
The quip,
because it's got
yeah.
Kevin Hart. Yeah, exactly. But it's got Kevin Hart in it, so I'm expecting it. I'm expecting it to be hilarious. I'm expecting it to be funny. I'm not a big fan of The Rock.
Wait, is Kevin Hart going to be the cop that made the sneakers?
Yes.
No idea.
Yes, he should
I
be.
hope so, because
I hope
that's
this
going to
is
be
gonna
awesome.
I hope this is going to be good. I really hope that it doesn't turn out bad, and it's not a good tribute. I absolutely loved Robin Williams. He was my favorite actor of all time, and I would hate to see the movie be bad.
He's definitely in my top 3.
Oh, he was my number one. Like I was out of the country when it
#1.
happened, and like I practically like fell on the floor when I first heard.
Yeah. No disrespect to him, but he was my number 2, just because my number 1 is, well, it's kind of hard to top Sean Connery.
Yeah.
He was my favorite Bond, so.
Yeah.
But speaking of mummified old men,
That was the worst segue I've heard
That
in quite some time.
Bob.
Congratulations,
Bob.
Bob.
Yeah.
That was-
Good job, Bob.
I win.
Hashtag
There
that
is
one
no
out there,
problem.
guys. Bob did it again. Hashtag good job, Bob.
Hey, at least I didn't hit my shin on my desk this week.
No, you broke Hippie's heart. I think you owe her an apology.
funny.
Her half heart. All right. So with that god awful transition, we have The Mummy, which is a really old movie, is being rebooted, and Russell Crowe is going to be helping in this. He's going to be involved with it. So there's a lot of information here that I'll try to cover. So The Mummy is a really old movie for you that don't know. The first one came out in 1932. And then it was remade again in 1999. This time around, it's going to be made by Alex Kurtzman, The Mummy. Russell Crowe is going to be involved to some extent. So this is exciting. Why, you may ask? So The Mummy is it's a horror movie. Their goal is for it to be extremely, extremely, extremely scary, but be family friendly-ish.
How?
You can do it. You can do it with this. That's the thing, is horror movies as of late have been terrible. Absolutely terrible. With the exception of certain ones. I would like to go back to the older horror movies where they're just scary. You're not trying too many gimmicks. But
They're suspenseful.
this is, yes, exactly. This would be suspense horror, which I personally like. Now, this is only the tip of the iceberg with the story. This is done by Universal, and they're starting a Marvel-esque connected universe. So what it is this will be the first movie with The Mummy, and then they're gonna make a bunch of more horror movies with all the other classic horror monsters. I'm guessing Frankenstein would be in there.
Yeah, the Universal Monster Squad. Frankenstein, Thing from the Black Lagoon, maybe Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Probably the
And
vampire.
Dracula, and yeah,
Probably
did I
something
say
to do with
Frankenstein and
werewolves.
his monster.
Yeah, so you're gonna have all these characters in the same universe at once, and I'm interested to see how it'll work. It'll be something nice. It'll be something refreshing. Not only have something good in the horror genre with movies, but to have something a little bit different. And definitely, connected universes with comics is not hard to do because they're already connected. in the comics. This will be interesting. I think it's a little bit of something new. I'm excited to see what it goes. I'm hoping it's good. Like you can tell, I'm pretty hyped on this. I'm really hyped on remakes of exceptionally old movies from like the 30s and whatnot, because those movies are actually really good.
I think it's gonna be pretty good. Show of hands, I say, as I can't see the chat. I mean, I can read the chat, but I can't see us either. I guess just verbally call it out. Has anybody ever seen the show on Showtime? It's a series called Penny Dreadful.
No.
No?
No, but I think that's where Ashton Kutcher is actually getting his groove back.
Like there's no, he's not in it. But it's a show that involves Frankenstein and Vanessa crap. I can't remember her name. But no, it involves all this lore of all these monsters and things like that in the same universe. It's all connected, and it's a very good show. And lots of body parts though. So I mean, kids don't watch it, but it's pretty good. You should check it out. In fact, I think I might buy Showtime just to watch it again. Season just started a couple weeks ago.
You know,
Nice.
I could give you I could share my free Showtime
That would be great, Bob.
because my girlfriend works for a certain company and we get free stuff.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But I'm going to take us into the releases. And as far as theatrical releases, we only ran into one interesting title, but no good movies. So we're skipping that and going straight to video game releases. And both of them were made by Bethesda Softworks. Doom drops tomorrow.
Yes, it does. Doom.
PC, Box One, PS4, and yeah. Not listed here, and I don't have the date. Wii U finally gets their own version of Minecraft, and it will have a Super Mario Brothers skin. And Fallout 4's Far Harbor, also made by Bethesda, will drop May 19th. I know that's a little outside of the normal scope of 1 week because it is dropping on next Thursday, but we're kind of having to fudge it a little because not much is coming out this week.
I am so sad. I'm not trying to interject or derail us at all, but actually I am trying to interject because I did just interject. But you know what? It's partially my podcast, so yeah.
Okay.
It just popped in my mind. Can you
Get
imagine
on with it, man.
Doom in VR? New Doom on like
No
Oculus or Vive?
Nope.
Bob's
That would
like,
be
Nope, right out of there.
amazing.
that would be like heart
That's
attack
nope.
central.
Well, just the fact that they're saying nope means it's a great idea.
That would be perfect.
Yep.
It would be perfect. Why is this not happening?
Do you want people to die of heart attacks? 'Cause
Imagine
that's
all
how
the
that
videos we could watch on like YouTube and people doing the Let's Play, and they
people
have
dying?
they have a
Speaking
second
of
video
watching
rolling.
videos, I do have an update on a story from this very episode after doing some research because I had this little question pop in my head. You can watch episodes for free or shows for free, and those will be the ad-supported ones with Amazon.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just because we didn't clarify it completely 100%, the ad-supported ones, you don't have to have a Prime account.
Yes.
Right.
But yeah, it definitely should be VR for sure.
I would watch for the Let's Plays, not to watch the actual gameplay, but to watch the webcam or the video or the DSL or not DSL but the SLR or whatever camera a content creator is using to shoot their body. Like, I'm a big fan of Generic B. If you don't know me, I love Generic B. I hope he hits his 1,000,000 subs this year. But he's been doing a lot with his HTC Vive lately. And
They should have named it something else.
I thought it was the Vivo when it first came out.
I thought it was VV.
VV? Yeah, exactly.
And they
But
should have named it something else because it just sounds inappropriate to me.
yeah, well, maybe if you're Southern.
Bob, everything sounds inappropriate
but
to you.
I want to see.
If it sounds like something that's inappropriate to a 7-year-old, because even my daughter was like, "Ooh."
I want to see the webcam that is just capturing the raw video of the person, moving their head, moving their arms and stuff like that. And when the big boss walks in and you run out of ammo, I want to see that guy go taking off like his tail's on fire and run flat into a wall in his own living room.
There's a gif of somebody running into a wall wearing, I think, an Oculus. I just saw it like
amazing.
2 days ago. It's a woman. She's like wearing this Oculus, and she's like, you just see her run into frame, run straight into a wall, and bounce off of it. It's pretty funny, and then you're like, I wonder if the Oculus is okay. That was my first thought. She's fine. How is the Oculus? Is it
Scion,
okay?
I support that last comment wholeheartedly. Also, vote on Twitter to have Hippie play VR Doom on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, I'm still having to stock up on canned puppy sounds for when she plays Sladario.
Something that else should be. We'll make a mind to the table one day about this, but Outlast should be VR.
Outlast needs to be VR. Yes,
it needs to be. Anyways,
maybe.
No.
Hey, Outlast
No.
2. Outlast 2 comes out later this year.
I think we're getting rambly, guys.
No.
And when I say we're getting rambly, that's kind of sad.
All right, guys, let's wrap
But
it up then.
Fun. Bob is just no fun to
yeah,
do.
we're
First
having fun.
He
Yeah,
crushes my
hashtag
hopes
no
and
fun, Bob.
dreams.
Hashtag good job, Bob.
If you guys
Hashtag no
want to
fun,
treat
Bob.
me like the old man, I'll act crotchety.
Hashtag old man Bob.
Oh, okay, then we'll just ignore you.
We can
Let me
meet him, right?
Hey,
Anyways, guys.
I'll get in my rocking chair and grab my Geritol.
As always, guys, this has been Minus the Rumors. We'll be back at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. You can catch this podcast on YouTube in the next few hours. I am Crimson Rose. I'm here with Zero, who does stuff and things on the YouTubes and the Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes. Links in the links are down below, I think.
Yeah. Bob does stuff and things.
I haven't been doing stuff and things because I've been trying to get with my editor to where we can do it live stream at the same time. And whenever that happens, yeah, watch me cuss out my editor live on YouTube because it's going to happen, and he's going to do the same thing to me.
And then Hippie has stuff and things going on too, but on YouTube she's doing a stream streak and she's doing games and whatnot. She's playing Minecraft every day?
I hate you all. I hate you all. You know what? You're now in the same category as Bob. How do you feel about that?
I'm
I'm no longer alone.
My heart breaks. I have no heart after tonight.
She was quarter heart
you already don't
hippie.
have a soul, so.
She was quarter heart. Yeah. She's ginger though. She doesn't have a soul to begin with. So I mean, it's
Right. Anyways, guys, you can catch Minus the Rumors on YouTube, Twitter, Votable, and all the different places. There's all kinds of links in the description below, and then if you go on YouTube, there's even more links. There's links everywhere. You get a link. Everyone gets a link.
You know what? We even got spare links. Give some to your friends.
Right.
All the
Okay.
links.
All the links.
Can I have the one from Twilight Princess? I actually like that game.
Nope.
No,
You get
dang it.
Twilight, the movie.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you next week.